Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It's the final race of the recaps. I'd like to give a warm welcome to our co hosts that are joining us today, such as our favorite number one, Nano. What's up?
Yes, sir, man. We back here about to go into details of the final match. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's been a long journey, man. I've had a lot of fun with the World Cup, man, and not only that, but doing content on it with the homies, man. So I'm looking forward to how the recap goes.
Caleb, let them know.
Yo, what up? It's me, Caleb Black Flash. I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna, give my thoughts unfiltered, baby. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. I'm over here promoting her song, but anyways, yeah. What's up? I'm here. I'm here.
And we also have none other than our favorite Twitch partner for Speedstorm. What's up, Angel?
Yes, sir.
Yo, yo, yo. I can't do my soundboard. I'm on AirPods right now.
It's
It's
all
all good,
good.
man. It's all good.
Oh, I was so close on that one.
All right, so who wants to go first? It's
And
y'all
this is the
race.
final match.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man.
Woo. All right, so let me just tell my live YouTube chat that I'm gonna be talking about this damn, final match. So, give me y'all just be patient. But all right, okay, so let's talk about it. So this is the first World Cup for Disney Speedstorm, the first competitive um, tournament. And our goal that we talked about is that we wouldn't be satisfied unless we made the final. So, what I'm
Yep.
saying? We fought our way
Yep.
through the regular season, we fought our way through the playoff and the knockout stage, and we ended up making it. And so this is it. This is the final match, and all of our
Yes,
practice
sir.
and hard work that we did up to this moment. And so, we were going against a good team. We're going against some good players.
Hmm.
So we definitely were, trying to be prepared to be at our best. And then we got to the week. I think a little bit beforehand is it did get delayed a week. I know that was a thing, and I
Yes.
know there was a lot of debate on who was going to start, which we talk about a little bit in our interview. But we got all the way past that, and then we got to the final match. So at that point, it was just time to perform. And so
Most
um,
definitely.
that was kind of just some pregame or a little bit of backstory on the final match. But it was the starters were me, One Wing, Nano, and Cosmic Drifter versus Maxi, Sothrelis, Ferrari, and a Romanja. So yeah, it all of these 8 players would be considered the best players in the game. So this is a Speedstorm at the highest level where the difference between winning and losing is milliseconds. Kind of like a 100-meter world final. Everybody's fast. It's just those little small differences that determines the winner. So that was this match that we had, and so I guess we can get started into the first race. Um,
Hmm.
you guys, anything else you guys want to add to it?
We practiced a lot for this. I'm not gonna lie, we've definitely prepared for this. We put in a lot of time into going into the final match versus Europe because we knew we were in for a tough fight. Um, shit, it even went down to us like how we were gonna find our last spot for brawler to see who was gonna, and it ended up being Cosmic, and that's gonna be something we bring up later in the recap. But
Oh, I guess one
go
thing I
ahead.
want to add is we did face Europe before in the regular season and we beat them, but the only difference was I think that week they Maxi wasn't racing, and I
Mhm.
believe it was Marco. So this would be our
Yeah.
first time going against Europe in the final with Maxi present. You
Yeah.
know, something we were looking forward to because you know there's people who haven't raced against him like me, and so I kind of want to go against some good competition, and you know, so this is the first time we went against Team Europe with Maxi. So, and I will say it did make a difference. And one of the things that we've noticed throughout this whole tournament, not just with Team Europe, but like with every team, like one star player being there or not being there made a difference. So we were facing against Europe at their best. We could have played them against without Max, well not without Max, without Salterales, because I think the week before he had computer issues and that's why I had to get delayed. But I think Nano more than anybody else was like, no, I want to face Europe at their strongest, so we're gonna delay the week so we can give the fans a show, and that's what we did.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the day we were gonna the original date of the World Cup, you know, it sucks because like, you know, we kind of had a date on it and I know everybody was excited to watch it and stuff like that, but Mr. Sothralis, you know, at the last second, you know, hit me up. He was having some technical difficulties and he could not start the race or the game wouldn't allow him to log onto his account. Now, nobody knows why this was a thing, but because of that, um he relayed to me that if it was a possibility to postpone until next week, um I said I would talk to my team with it about it, and you know we'll see how the energy is. I mean, I didn't have a problem with it, and you know I talked to the team about it, and to be quite frank, they wasn't fucking with the idea. So I let him know. I let Sothralis know the situation. Um, we tried to. Uh, I think they quote unquote had stay locks, but honestly, I didn't want to race against Stalox because that's not the Europe team that I would have wanted to go against in the finals. And I wanted to go like it. I wanted to go against their strongest team because how do we go against Europe two times in the World Cup and not one time we went against them with their strongest lineup? Like that would feel shitty for me. Like even if we would have beat them, I wouldn't have really felt like we really won like that because like it was always would have been like a what if thing, and that would always been in the back of my mind, and I wasn't fucking with that. So you know, I told them, and not only that, but you know, I did tell them. Tell us that I was fine with it, but my team isn't really okay with it. Um, But Sothralis, you know, him and his team basically like pleaded to like they really wanted to postpone it, man. And you know, I understand, man, because I wanted, you know, I wanted everybody on their team, their starters, to be in the race. So you know, it this was the one time I went against my team's decisions, and I just decided to postpone the match. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad I did.
You know, I want to add to that, if you don't mind.
Hmm.
I also think it has to do in part with Europe having to go against France in round one and Benelux in round two, and they were both missing key members, so they felt like they never had the races that they wanted to race, especially in the
Hmm.
playoffs. So when it was their turn, they were like, "Man, this World Cup is not really getting its just dues because all these races that are supposed to be juggernaut races aren't really juggernaut races when the teams aren't at full strength." So I guess to all fairness of the fans who were in support watching this, they wanted us to get a good final, both teams at their strongest.
Hmm.
and that's what we got in the end.
Yep. I feel like it's just better for the viewership. I know people were kind of like worried about like the viewers and stuff like that, but in all honesty, bro, everybody who came to the original date, they were gonna come to the next one. So I knew I wasn't really worried about the viewership. I was I just cared about the honor going against a strong team at their strongest. And
I will say
they
though,
had they had Maxi. I wanted to go against Maxi, Sothralis, Romanja, and Ferrari. I wanted them to go against their best lineup versus our best lineup.
I do understand where your team is coming from as well. Just because if I was put in that position, to Kayla's point in one of our interviews we did, I believe it might have been with Europe, and he said that's why we have subs. So
Let's go.
Hmm.
if you do not have a player to race that week, you have a sub that can take their spot.
Yep, and it's true. It
Yep.
is. That's a valid point. But
Because
I'm
if you're just looking at it from a rule thing, it's kind of like, what's the point of having subs if you're not going to use them? But from a competitive
Exactly.
standpoint, uh, people are willing to make, a little bit of leeway.
I'm all about the competitiveness, man. We in the finals. We needed this shit to be as competitive as possible, man. So that's what my viewpoint was. And it's not even only that, bro. It's that's still Duff's team at the end of the day, and I was thinking about that too. Europe was thinking about that, how they wanted to honor their boy and stuff. So it's not only just that. Yep. So, you know, it's multiple factors, but it's yeah, I'm glad we ended up postponing it. I felt
Flying
like
Nimbus?
I'm not saying I don't want to say that that was the right decision because I don't want people who were against it to feel like they were in the wrong because that's not the case. But I did feel like I'm happy with that decision. I'll say that.
Angel, how do you feel about it?
But the postponing the match.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, I was pretty upset about it at first because I promoted the hell out of it and whatnot. But um, I mean, it all worked out at the end of the day. Um, now, I mean, I see where a lot of people were like, upset about it, and they wanted it to happen regardless of the problems. And I mean, I understand because like if this was like in an actual tournament setting, like they could care less who cannot log in. Like if you can't log in, that you lost a player. Like that's on an actual tournament setting. That would be what happens.
That's true.
Um,
That is true.
so I mean, at that point, it ended up being Nando and South Morales' decision. Both team captains, and I get it. They wanted to do their provide like the viewers that are watching this World Cup, the best of the best out of both teams. So I mean, I get that. So I mean, that's what happened, and Duff's team obviously, he would, you know, want it to be the best out of both teams to be the ones that are competing against each other. So I get why it happened. I mean, it all worked out at the end of the day. We did it the next following week. So I mean, at the end of the day, it happens, and what's a crazy mix up? Like I've never seen something like that ever happen in my life, where somebody can log in from their like system, and no matter what they tried, mobile, Xbox, the PC, like that's just crazy. Like I've
that
never
is
seen that happen a
crazy.
day in my life.
I know sometimes, like when you log in at first, it won't let you log in, but then eventually, like after a while, it'll let you log in. You just gotta restart a couple times. But for you not to be able to log into anything else, or not even get through the first time, is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was some Gameloft witchcraftery if I've ever seen it.
I wonder if they were watching that final. You think they put money on Team
Man,
USA?
man, Gameloft, hell no, man. Gameloft isn't even like a USA company, to
I
be
know,
honest.
I know. You think they might have been biased though?
So I don't know, man, but they need to. I don't know, man. Gameloft, we need. Hey, Gameloft need to add some competitive shit to Speedstorm, man. That's all I'm saying,
I'll
man.
second that.
But I guess we could get into the matches, man.
Yeah, they need something competitive that's not something that's called a tournament, but really is you pay $7
A freaking
for
Grand
some
Prix.
whatever. Yeah, Grand
Yeah.
Prix. That's
Oh, we got our
nonsense.
cousin in this race, Nano.
Yeah, so
Drake
the
and
final match,
Racer.
we got to talk about it. The final match was dope. The first, or final match. So what people got to realize, it was 16 races to determine who was going to be the Disney Speedstorm World Cup Finals champions. So the first match, I believe, was on Arendelle, and we can talk about that. Who was the
Man,
fourth?
I'm not gonna lie, man. They did us dirty on the Arendelle map. They did us dirty on the Arendelle map, man.
Talk about it, man.
I mean, okay, so the game plan was we were gonna have me. Okay, so we're gonna have our speedster start off in a frontal position, right?
Yep.
Because the speedster is usually the class that struggles the most, so we want them to be in a better position, starting off in the front. Makes sense, right? Now we have Cosmic in, right? He's our brawler, and we have him starting off in the next front spot for our team. Now, the idea was that because we know how Cosmic races, our hope was that Cosmic was going to be able to wreak havoc at the front because we were expecting Maxi to be in the front a lot. And we wanted Cosmic to be like kind of an enforcer character, enforcer role. So like kind of shake things up in the front and help the people in the back catch up, stuff like that. Make sure it would be to like make sure that, kind of keep Maxi at bay and whatnot. I think it was a solid plan. Um, and obviously defenders stay in the back. But we have, I ain't gonna lie, man, Europe had a probably an even better plan than us because they shit was legit, man. Their shit was legit. So their plan, and mind you, we don't know this. We only found out about this because of the interview.
Yep.
But their plan was to have Maxi start off like Maxi wanted to be in the first position, and the reason why is because Maxi is the trickster, and with Maxi being on trickster, he knew because he started in the front, he would have a better chance of front running with the trickster because Maxi has like some of the best lines, if not the best lines in the game, and he's like really good. So he knew that he could like front run, and so Thralis would, being a defender, would just kind of like stay behind them and like keep getting boosts and stuff, and kind of like it would like they would form a train. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I really like that idea, man. I kind of wish, um, we would have tried something like that, but they figured out the sauce first.
Which is
But
crazy
I still,
because you guys do a lot of practice. So the fact that that never crossed any of your minds is kind of hard to think.
It is, man. But that's one of the best things about being in, high level Speedstorm, man. You learn from other people, other teams, you learn other strategies and stuff. And to give you credit, Sammy, you kind of said something like this, like earlier, but it wasn't like all the way like this.
Yeah,
But I'll give you some credit, man.
I
I'll give you
appreciate
some
that. I
credit.
had half of the puzzle, Soft Balance gave me the other half, and I realized I was onto something. I just didn't know what it was till I figured it out.
Yeah, who's to say that if Canada was on the ball practicing, y'all probably would have figured it out somewhat. You never know,
Oh
man. You
man,
never
don't do
know.
that to me, man. Don't do that to
Well, man, but yeah, man. So they had the strategy on deck, man. They had the strategy on deck. I like their
With
plan
that
a lot, man.
strategy. Oh
Their
yeah.
strategy, uh, the trickster defender strategy,
Yeah.
and starting to trickster off in the first position.
Yeah. Ooh, bunch of people
Mhm.
died here. Yeah, so that was the
But
strategy. I know for the first race, surprisingly, I think um was it Woody? I think Woody ended up winning because I think it was Romano. He showed off on Woody. I think Woody's really good on
he
Arendelle one.
did. He got like a clutch unique. Uh, he got a clutch yoink at the end. And I remember because I rewatched it and he like ended up passing everybody, man. That shit
Yeah,
was crazy.
I was about to win that thing. I think it was me and Angel, and I think he did the lasso on both of us.
Damn. So that's what kind of really made it a sweep because he did end up passing you guys.
Gold armored rhino.
Damn.
Yeah, it was so because I remember just because since we're going through each match, from my perspective, I was on Joy, and I was actually doing really good with Joy. I was like in first for some moments. I think I remember I wanted to get Maxi out of the way early, so I think on one of those jumps, it's kind of like a janky map where you can kind of fall into a pit. I think I threw a disc or a bomb backwards and it hit Max and he fell off. So I'm thinking, okay, that's gonna help me in the team. I'm ahead. You know what I'm saying? We're doing good, but they showed their resilience because the way they were able to come back was kind of crazy. And yeah, Romanja on the Woody, which here's the thing about the track, it has a lot of straightaways, which is perfect for Woody and his lasso. And they stunned us at the right moments. I feel like, and then they got the 1, 2, 3, 4. So we were starting off at a deficit because of that match, which is something you never really want. But from that was my perspective of the first match. I don't know about the other my other teammates, but for me, it was I stunned Maxi out in first, and all of a sudden I'm in fifth place because I got lassoed. So crazy stuff.
Okay, so oh yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I said I started doing the placements after the or on the third match, but yeah, basically, I know for me, when the race started off, I actually was in a pretty decent position. I don't remember what lap it was, but I just remember I ended up getting stunned by like a fire or something like that, and that's what like pushed me in the back. And I actually ended up getting in the last place on that map. So you know, definitely could have had a better performance on that map, man. I will admit it was rough for your boy, but kudos to EU, man, because they was on the ball. They added pressure on us from the get go. So you know,
A-
definitely they're on their shit.
Angel, how did you feel
Is this like for the first race or the whole final?
for the just the way that EU went
The first
about?
race, I think,
Yeah,
because I think you were on what was it, Davy Jones on that first race?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what happened? What do you remember in that race?
I mean, you know, I was pretty much surrounded by them at the front there, and I was holding my own, and I literally almost got the W on that race. But I got hit with something right at the end that just destroyed me, and I went in third place. I think I was in third place. I think is what happened because there was two of them right in front of me. I mean, and that area, I don't know exactly what I could have done differently, other than that was just they had an item and they saw me, they capitalized on that. Like I think we played pretty
Yeah.
good. I mean, I wasn't up front, so like anything that happened be like behind me, I had no idea what was going on. But I know it was chaos back there. That's all I do know.
Indeed, it was. I'll say that.
it was. I was so hyper locked on just trying to, be in the front with as a defender that I had no idea how bad it how bad it was for them in the back.
Yeah, shit was rough, man. Shit was rough.
I do want to say they had a
Oh,
solid
actually,
strat.
okay, so they actually didn't end up sweeping us. I actually have in my notes that they got a nair sweep. So I think one of their team actually ended up getting fifth place, but it was close enough, man.
They don't get final goggles.
But
Let me look at
we could probably go to the next race if you guys want.
yeah.
The race
Let's
after that. Hold on, I think I have it in my notes. Well, I think I have it in my notes on the map.
I'm actually going to go to the live stream and then look at the stuff. So I did record all the results. So the first one, I think the end results was South Rallis first with on Davy Jones, Roman Jaw second with Woody, Maxi third, Ursula. Angels the one that stopped it from being a sweep, but we lost pretty bad because they got 1, 2, 3, and 5. Ferrari had fifth. And then sixth was me on Joy, seventh was Cosmic on Sully, and eighth was Bo Peep, a Nano Blaster. Race number two, it was Atlantica, what was it, Atlantica 4? And we had yeah, this is the one that you said that we ended up tying this match. And so the results, you want me to share the results or you guys want to talk about that match and what you remember?
You could share the results because I actually don't have the results for that one.
All right, so race number two, this I think was a tie, but it was first was Angel, second was South Rallis, third on Jumba, third was Maxi on Randall, fourth was Caleb on Joy, fifth was Ferrari on Captain Gantu, sixth was Cosmic Drifter on Jafar, seventh was Nano on Figment, and last was Romaja on Kermit. By the way, yeah, Angel was on Buzz Lightyear. But I remember this one specifically. Me and Angel were kind of killing it. I was on Joy, he was on Buzz, and I think we were front running for a while, but I think at some point, I think Maxi hit me, and I think he got ahead. So Angel just had to hold it down by himself to get the dub. I was able to secure fourth. I know me and Maxi were battling on that one, but I think he ended up hitting me before one of the air vents. But that was my recollection of the events. What about you guys? Do you remember anything that match?
Hell yeah, I remember something. I remember that shit clear as day because fucking I got stunned at the air vent jump part 2 times, and that's what kind of fucked me up. And I did end up getting okay, so I did end up getting stunned by Cosmic's Jafar, but that was one of the matches where like if he stuns us, it's like whatever, we chop it up
Oh,
to the game, right?
we have certain
So
characters where we were like Cosmic can stun his teammates to get ahead. It was Jafar in anger, and this is one of the tracks Jafar was doing well in. And because what we don't want is for somebody to have anger and Jafar and then be in last place. We want them up, especially on a track like Atlantica, stunning people with the fire. Um, because there's a lot of jankiness that can go on that track. So that was the plan. So I don't know if he was stunning you back there with Jafar, and it didn't really work out in our favor because he wasn't ahead. But
Um, he stunned me like once or two times. Um, but it honestly, I think it was the stun that messed me up, and not just that, but it's the fact that I got stunned on the air vents for 2 laps in a row. I think that's the main thing that set me back.
yeah, and here's the thing when we talk about you can stun, it's not intentionally stun your teammates. It's like try not to stun your teammates, but like don't feel like you have to like not race because you're so scared of like, oh, I don't want to hit my teammates, so then you just end up not racing. But sometimes people take that a little too far. I don't know if he was intentionally trying to stun you,
Nah, I
but
don't think
like,
at this point he wasn't trying to intentionally
no,
say
not at this
no.
point. At this point, Team Europe hadn't really bothered him too much, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Ooh wee.
What about you, Angel? From this race, if from what you remember, you were buzzed. Was it just like, hey, I'm winning? Is that what you remember, or like, what was it? You remember anything?
Was it, what's this? What map was this?
The second race, it was on Atlantica, I think 4, the short one, where you use Buzz.
Yeah, I remember this.
Oh yeah, this was pretty sweaty. Um, I mean, my plan. I mean, it was really close. I will say that it's really close. Um, I think I had a rocket at the very end. I think that's what really like probably solidified that W right there. Is that rocket right in the air vent? That combination right there is what. Yeah, I mean, I think Sorellis was behind me, wasn't he?
You said, where were you behind?
Yeah, it was Sorellis right behind me? Because I know there was somebody behind me right at
Yeah,
the end.
it was me. Soft- It was me. You thought Relish and Maxi. That's who it was. A great night.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I do remember it was literally really close, and I know Caleb was pretty much with me too, and that race, and I think we just did our thing. We just used the abilities to our advantage, and was able to pull off that W right there for the second race.
Here, here's the thing. I think we overall we ended up tying, which isn't bad and actually good. So I'm glad you won because here's the thing: if we didn't get swept in that first race, let's say we tied in the first race and we tied in the second, it's still even. I think that first race, us, losing by that many points was bad, but I think the second race showed that like, yo, like we can compete against these people. Because the first one we was kind of like, oh shit, they kind of beat us. Like, are we just gonna get swept? But the second race was like, okay, we went against them. It seems like it's even. We can battle against them. If we get, if we're on point, we can battle against these people and we can win. So that was two was, good for the confidence. Because one, they might have shot maybe it didn't really shoot our confidence, but it was like, damn, they kind of got us. But two was like, a good sign for us. So I think, yeah, and I think, yeah, that was pretty much the second match. I don't know if you guys want to add any more to it.
Uh, nah, I um I feel like at this point our team is actually still in a really good headspace. So, we're just gearing up for the next race after this.
Yeah,
So I
which
guess we can like go to the next one.
yeah, so the third race was I think Castle 4 or 5. It was one of the castle ones where there's like a lot of short turns. Um so this actually was the one where I think Cosmic got screwed over at the start. I looked at his VOD. I think it was either Roman Jaw, uh I think it was either Romanja, Maxi, or I think it might have been Salisbury. I don't know who it was, but at the start he got side bashed, sent him into the wall, sent him like facing backwards, and it pretty much sabotaged this race. So our plan, we had Cosmic on Jesse. So our plan was to have Cosmic on Jesse, throw a bunch of blocks, and then we have everybody else was invulnerable. I think Angel might have been on. I think um, either Felix or Elizabeth Swan. I think Nano was on Meg. I was on Lilo. We all had characters that either had auto or invulnerability, and we thought the blocks would be able to gatekeep them enough to where we could pull ahead. But because Cosmic got sabotaged at the start, then it happened. We kind of, it kind of screwed up. They kind of screwed us up with, with Cosmic in the beginning. But you know, we still raced, but I think let me look at the end result on this one. I believe the final placement was. Oh yeah, this is when we lost.
But I
It was
actually got the
Max.
final play. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, it was Maxine first with Meg, South Rallis in second with Swan, Angel in third with Swan, Romanja in fourth with Stitch, Cosmic Drifter in fifth with Jesse, Caleb in sixth with Lilo, Ferrari in seventh with Hercules, and Nano Blaster in eighth with Meg. So the crazy part, the problem with Cosmic getting sabotaged in the beginning as well is when he was coming back, when he finally did get his blocks out, the only people he was really affecting was me and Nano. So it kind of the strategy fell apart on this race. Angel was hanging
Yeah,
in there, but Angel had a lot to deal with racing against Maxi on Meg and another Swan. So he got third, and I think this was the first race that showed off Europe's strategy with the Trickster being in first and the Defender being in second. So the Maxi
bro.
Soft Rallis duo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I feel like this race is actually when I started really feeling that like feeling where I feel like things could have been different, at least for me, with the strategy, because what you call it, I feel like I feel like because I start off in the back, I don't even remember how long it took me to get my unique, but I know I was getting stunned a lot, and that me me getting stunned like kind of set me back. And Maxie is already in the front with Meg, so I'm just in the back with Meg. And not only that, I have Ferrari's Hercules is making it difficult for me and Cosmic, and I don't I think yeah, and Caleb too. Like the Hercules stuns are going crazy, man. So I
Because
feel
you think every other, because we've done this race before, we've done this map. I chose Lilo. I won against I think Hoodie or no, was it Haz and Tayat, very skilled players on Team UA. We did this map, and with Lilo, I ended up winning. And so
yeah.
we got the
I
map again.
think
I'm like, okay,
didn't
let's
didn't
go
you
crazy
and
again.
didn't you and Cosmic end up getting first and second on that map too?
Yeah, I think he was on Felix. Yeah, he was on Felix.
Mm.
So we had success on this map before, but I think um yeah, them having Hercules, the Hercules was messing me up where I was getting stunned. The blocks with Cosmic, getting stunned in the beginning. It was like, I don't know, this race just didn't go well for us.
Yep.
Angel, what was your perspective of this race? Do you remember? Oh, you were on Swan. This was the third race on Castle.
I will say, I mean, it just that combo with the Tracer and Defender really is what It was still a close race. I do remember it was close. It was just a matter of you know trying to catch up to first and second. But like from what I remember, I'm trying to like remember like I don't think there's anything I could have done differently. I mean, I was Swan too. I wasn't I was
Yeah,
clones.
because
I think what it was is I wasn't getting cloaked as frequently as I should have been getting. And I think
Meg does have
that's
a
when I was getting
bomb.
stunned. And the bombs and all that. I was getting stunned a lot because I wasn't protected. Like my RNG on that race was terrible.
Hmm. Yeah, man.
It do be like that
But
sometimes.
it do, man. It do. But I
But yeah,
think
so
we yeah, they ended up getting us on that map.
yeah, so like let's keep tally of the momentum of the match. So the first match we're down because they got the 1-2-3. The second match we held our ground and we tied. The third match was another dub for Europe. So they got the 1-2-4. So they ended up gaining points on the third match. So we're kind of at a deficit. So race 4, that leads us to race 4 where we were like, yo, we gotta fucking lock in. So this
Hell
was
yeah.
the match where this was the Great Wall. I think it was Great Wall 5. This was the controversial match or the race where there were some shortcuts taken in the third place match, and it caused a lot of controversy. I think Nano and
Hmm.
Roman Relis agree as captains that just to not do the cuts to avoid confusion after that whole controversy. So we decided not
Yeah.
to do the shortcuts, and so we were just going to race it the old-fashioned way. Um,
Yep. Exactly like you said it, man.
was Goofy or was Roman Jaw on Goofy. Second place was me on Stitch. I believe third
Wait,
place
wasn't
was
Thralis playing Goofy?
my bad. Names mixed up. Yeah, Salt Rallis was on Goofy. I was on Stitch. One Wing was on Felix. Maxie was in fourth with Jack Sparrow. Romanja was in fifth with Lilo. Nano was in sixth with Meg. Cosmic was in seventh with Jesse. And Ferrari was in eighth with Ralph. And so this ended up actually being, unfortunately, a tie. And the only reason it was a tie because Salteralis at the last lap on Goofy used his auto and then ended up beating me. So ended up tying out because this was one where we did good, and hey, we beat Maxi as they say, but the team Europe isn't just Maxi. Salteralis is there. You know what I'm saying? And Salteralis held it down for his team and forced the tie for this match. But our strategy with the characters, because we had Angel on Felix, Nano on Meg, two characters with invulnerability. We were trying our best to sabotage the other opponents. So our goal again was to have Cosmic on Jesse with the blocks and me on Stitch. So me on Stitch, I was gatekeeping the hell out of everybody, and it was working because Maxi couldn't get ahead, Saltrella couldn't get ahead, the what's it called, the lasers were working and Angel was invulnerable getting past all the nonsense. So it was a good strat. But I think the blocks didn't really come into play. I don't know what happened to Cosmic. I think he might have got sabotaged early again. And so he that didn't really come into play. And so it ended up being the stalemate.
Yeah. I will say though, there was actually throughout the race, I think towards like the fourth lap, we actually ended up like uh getting some good spots from our team. Um, because I remember, and I rewatched the match. I remember during like the fourth lap, we started like slowly like passing everybody on the Europe's team and whatnot. And I think on the fifth lap, I know for me, I think I was actually in like third or fourth place or something like that. And I ended up getting somebody threw a bomb at me, and that's how I ended up getting sixth place. But that was actually another one of the maps where I feel like um it possibly could have been different had I started off in like a front position because it was hard to get my unique sometimes. But
10 people on the same item boxes because the where the item boxes were placed there was some overlap where some people got boxes and some people didn't. So
Yeah, and some at least I know when you first start, the map is very narrow. So you know it's gonna be a fight for the items, man. But that's just another one of those where you got to chop it up to the game. But this was another tie, so it. I still feel like the team was still up in morale. So it wasn't
yeah,
like we didn't feel like we were down and out or nothing.
this was another match where we did good. They did good as well, but it just showed like, okay, we're in. This isn't no sweep or some wash where they're just so much better to where we can't compete. This was another one where we had some good success too. So, we still had some good morale after this. I think more so than anything, I think for me it gave me some morale. After the third match, because the third match, it didn't really work out for us, but the fourth match it was good, even though there was a stalemate. It was a good match for us. Which without the goofy auto, we probably would have won by maybe 4 to 8 points, which is something. But yeah, so that was the fourth match. Angel, you got anything you want to say? I know you were on Felix and you were invulnerable. Anything you want to recap about that match?
Okay, yeah, oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I remember how hectic that race was. Holy cow. The switch lasers and everything else was going crazy.
Yeah,
And I think that was what hit it right on the nail too with the fighting for the boxes because I know some boxes were taken. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna get none of my items. And yeah, I mean, it was a struggle because with Felix, if you're not invulnerable, when you get stunned like one time, it's gonna throw you off. I think what saved me in at least getting third place was that I think I hit somebody to get that extra speed boost, which really helped a lot when it came to trying to catch people up, but it wasn't enough to catch up to first and
yeah. I think it
second
was
place.
me. And you were like Caleb. You was like, hey, I need the speed boost. Can you come get me real quick? And I said, I got you. So I was
Yeah,
going through.
that's what it was. Yeah, and I got that last thing that kind of like pushed me off, but they was already far at that point. It was so hectic.
No, they weren't
I
far.
think,
Me and you had the one too. Me and you were front running.
yeah,
Actually,
we
and
were
then
actually for winning. That's right. I do
yeah, it
remember
was
that.
just goofy on the last turn. That was the thing, because actually, I think that track was better for lightweights. Um, but if you were a middleweight and you had an auto like Goofy, I think that's where you would have some type of
Yeah,
advantage.
that's a fact. I mean, we played our
All right,
best. I mean, we were owning that in the beginning. We were pretty much there. Then just that last lap, man. That last lap was crazy.
yeah. All right, so yeah, that was the fourth round. So overall, they won the first match. We tied the second. They won the third. We tied the fourth. So now we're going into the fifth, and this was on Pirates Life.
What was the game plan going into this one?
So at this point, the score is EU 83 and USA 61. Um,
All right.
the game plan, the game plan was to just try to get some better spots, man. Cause I think what we didn't want them to do was like keep running away with the lead, especially at this early in the match. So the game plan was honestly just get some better spots. And I think at least for me, when we started the match, I actually never even like if I'm being honest, I think the only person that I ended up passing was Romanja. Oh, wasn't this one of the maps where they used Baloo on us? I feel like they used Baloo on us on this map. And because of that, when Sothralis got ahead, he just used his pumpkins to his fruit to like keep his team in the lead.
Yeah, so I got the results. This one, okay, so we're coming off of the tie in race 4. Race 5, we need to come back in. Unfortunately, this would have been a sweep, but the only reason it wasn't a sweep because I got third place with Mowgli. but the results were Maxie in first with Bo Peep, Salteralis in second with Baloo. They were doing the strategy where Baloo was feeding Maxie pumpkins on Bo Peep. So Bo Peep was just eating off of those pumpkins, and they had like a little 1-2 going. I got third with Mowgli. Fourth was Roman Jaw on Woody. Ferrari was in fifth with Gaston. Angel was on Elsa in sixth. Nano was in seventh with Jack, and Cosmic was on eighth with Triton. And this was another match where Cosmic got sabotaged because Triton's actually pretty good on this track.
Yes, he is.
Especially when he's ahead, but because
Did
he
he
got
get
behind,
sabotaged on this map? Was this one of the
I
maps he got
forgot what.
sabotaged on?
I
He
know,
got
I know his wave sabotaged me. I will say that.
his wave sabotaged Angel, but on this one he got a Cosmic got messed up by what's it called? One of the team um Europe players. So it's like
Well,
everything he planned.
it's bad because he's on Triton and he's in the back. It actually is like not good, especially since I know me, Angel. I think the only person that was really in the back with us was Ferrari.
Yep, on Gaston.
hmm
So it so they were just running away with the 1-2, and then you had to get past Woody and Gaston, which I know Gaston and Woody are probably doing arrows and lassos, but more so than anything, I
Bruh,
think
no, nah, bruh. Okay, so I watched what happened. So at the end of the race, me and um me and Angel were actually in front of Ferrari, and we're like getting to the finish line, like the last straightaway when you like jump down the ramp, and Ferrari actually ends up hitting Angel with his unique with his arrow, and he gets another arrow and snipes me with it, and that's how he ended up passing us.
don't sleep on Ferrari sabotage at the end.
Yeah, so that was like nasty, bro. So Ferrari, he got us with the okie doke on that one.
But he was gatekeeping with Brawler, but we wanted our Brawler to do, but unfortunately our Brawler got sabotaged, and since when Triton's behind, he has nothing but disc and his tap.
Yep.
And so basically the only people he would be stunning is his own teammates. And so, but they were like, we're about to get swept, and I was just like, hell no, we ain't getting swept. And I was like, let me see what I can do. So I was going up against Maxie and Baloo on with Mowgli. With this is a track Mowgli does good on, but I was trying to at least make sure we didn't get swept to lower the loss of points that we were going to have, which it was a good race for me, but for the team not really. And it was I didn't get the win because the if it was because here's the thing, I think when I was on Mowgli we went against Benelux on the same track, and I was the same character. I actually beat Hoodie. Hoodie was on Buzz, and I actually beat Hoodie with Mowgli. So I was killing it. But the difference I think that made it on this one was the Europe strategy with Baloo feeding Bo Peep, or Saltrella's feeding Maxie with those pumpkins, and like even with Mowgli, I wasn't able to catch up to him. So I just had to settle for third. But yeah, so that was the fifth match, and we're down again. So it's not. It's all of a sudden, if I'm Cosmic, I can see why Cosmic might be upset. So far in these 5 races, like 3 out of the 5, he's been sabotaged. In races, so I can see where his irritation might start to go up. But
Yeah, but
that was great fun.
but this is where the mental fortitude plays a factor in terms of you as a player. Like you gotta I just feel like it's certain thing like you gotta understand the climate, man. Like you gotta be able to be sturdy with your mind frame, but that's just my opinion.
You guys trying to say this is where they activated the Super Saiyan, the
Nah,
legendary
this isn't
Super
even
Saiyan?
it, bro. I
This is how it
remember,
begins.
nah, bro. Nah, I remember the races, bro. I
Cosmic was
watched the
turning into
replays. I
Brawly.
remember I remember where it started.
We getting there.
But yeah, we getting there, man. We getting there.
But so now that that was Pirates Life, so we're down because it's one thing when you the it's one thing when you are losing a few points, or either, but they were consistently gaining maybe 10 points every race when they get stuff like the 1-2. But okay, so we're down. We're trying to. We're still like, hey, there's like 10 more races. We're good. So we move on to the next race. And the next race was RB4, which for the fifth time, because for whatever in this tournament, they kept having duplicates. Let me stop being petty. All right, so this was RB4, and the results were first was Maxi on Meg, um second was Nano on Angel, third was Salteralis on Steamboat Mickey, fourth was Cosmic on Jafar, fifth was Angel on Steamboat Mickey. Third was Caleb on Kermit. Fifth was Ferrari. I mean, seventh was Ferrari on Jafar, and eighth was Roman Jot on Kermit. I know I got the numbers mixed up, but that was the order of events. So looking at this, I believe it was another tie. Let me see. We got 2, 4, 5, and 6. So I think it was a tie. But um, yeah, this was another race where we had Cosmic. We were thinking Cosmic was going to be ahead with Jafar, because Jafar actually does good on this track. Um, every single other round or every single other week in this tournament, whenever there was a Jafar on this track, they usually got first or second. But um, we somehow Jafar got fourth. So it might have been Salt Rallis gatekeeping with Steamboat Mickey with the trail. So that was a good strategy for Europe. I believe Nano was on Angel, so he was invulnerable. So he was kind of able to get past the gatekeep on his trickster. But I think Steamboat Mickey, the reason why the Jafar didn't work because it was getting gatekeep by the trail, and Steamboat has invulnerability. So Jafar's fire was basically null and void for this. So Europe, they had like the perfect pick for this track. And yeah, the whole Kermit pick for me was just to kind of like having vulnerability through the chaos because everybody's kind of close and to slow down the opponent. So I did beat Roman Jaws Kermit, and we did hold back their Jafar, but once again, it's the Salt Rallis Maxi show where they were kind of able to gatekeep the first 3 positions or the first 2 positions. So, but what is you guys? Do you guys have anything to say off of that match? You remember or your perspective?
Yeah, so the only thing that I can remember, I knew for me at least, as long as I could get my unique, because everybody is so bunched up, I was gonna pass everybody because I'm slowing people and I'm invulnerable while they're slowing each other. Um, I will say this. I think I'm not 100% sure. I think Cosmic had a chance. There's a possibility that Cosmic could have got third place, but I will admit I looked back one time and I threw a disc because I thought I saw somebody like one of the enemy's name, and I made a mistake and hit Cosmic. So I
Yeah,
think
it
that
be your
kind of,
own people.
hey,
Nah,
I
Nano gets more than one
I
person.
admit it, man. I think I kind of screwed Cosmic at a potential third place on that map. So I
Mm.
take the blame for that.
Angel, you remember anything about that race on Steamboat Mickey on RB4?
Oh, shit. um, man, what happened in that race? I don't think really nothing I could have done in that one. I think I got stunned right in the beginning. It's hard to like keep up. But I think Jafar was just destroying me, and I wasn't getting out of my invulnerability, so I was like pretty much just
That,
stunnable.
yep. That's another thing where if you get behind, because I think we had an Angel starting behind as our defender, and that's a track where there's limited item boxes. And so if somebody in front of you gets the box and you're riding behind them and you don't get it, you're kind of screwed. And for a character where that has invulnerability or is relying on that, you're not getting your item box. I think, yeah, that hurts. Which that's some RNG right there. So, but you were still able to hold fifth, but I think we ended up tying. So, but we were still down because of the previous races from 1, 3, and 6, I believe. So, but yeah, that was race number 6, and so we are really going through it right now. And so we tied, but here's the problem, right? So we kept it was either we were getting swept and then we would tie. We would lose and then we would tie. You know, they would gain 10, 20 points, five, however many points it was, and then we would tie. So we were like, yo, we really need to do something. So that leads us into race number 7, which I believe was one of our highlights of the whole matchup, which was race number 7. And this was on silver screen. So uh, and the results for silver screen, you know, this is where your boy Caleb had to, you know, show up and put the team on his back. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing, but I'm not playing. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't have did it without my team, but I think this was when our chemistry finally like clicked, and we had the right picks, and we had we really were locking in on this one. So here are the results for race number 7. It was Caleb in first with Will Turner, One Wing in second with Jumba, Nano in third with Jack Sparrow, Saltarellis in fourth with Buzz, Maxi in fifth with Ursula, Ferrari in sixth with Steamboat Pete, Cosmic in seventh with Gaston, and Roman Jaw in last with Will Turner. So this is another race where Cosmic got sabotaged. We got the 1, 2, we want the 1, 2, 3, 4 so we can catch up. But Cosmic once again somehow got sabotaged and knocked off stage. So me, Nano, and Angel had to hold it down. But I remember from my perspective, one of the things that I did to help us was I think Maxi was on Ursula, and right before the air vents. If you get stumped for the air vents, you're kind of screwed because you really need momentum to get across those nets. And Maxi was kind of coming behind, and he was throwing eels. I'm like, yo, I got to get him out of here. So I threw a bomb backwards and stunned him. And then at that point, he was pretty much out
Yeah,
of
that was a
contention.
clutch stun.
So
That was
I
a
had
really
to.
clutch stun.
Yeah, thank you. That was, we had to do something. So that was clutch for the team. I remember Angel, he had his highlight because actually, even though Salter Ellis got fourth, he was leading the race with Buzz. But what's it called? We had some good communication, and we're like, "Yo, get this man." So I think he got Buzz with the jumbo bomb
Yeah, the
or the
jumbo bombs were
jumbo.
on point. The jumbo bombs were on point with that. The
He
communication
got
with
Buzz.
the jumbo is really good.
hmm He got Buzz on the net. And so then me and Angel got the 1, 2, and then I turn around again and Nano got third. I'm like, let's go. I don't really know what happened perspective, so you'll have to explain that, Nano.
Yeah, so I mean, throughout the race, I was in a pretty decent spot. I believe I was either middle of the pack or like in one of the upper spots. I do remember. So I do remember there was. I don't remember at what point, but I do remember Maxi being by me, and this is before we hit the grind rails. I do remember kind of like messing him up on my unique. I think I stunned him like 2 times that map. But yeah, if I had my unique and I was by Maxi, I was running into him 100%. But I know they had Steamboat Pete. I don't know. This is one of those races where Steamboat Pete didn't really work for them.
Yeah, they're
I
probably
don't.
hoping to get ahead and sabotage us because this is a track where you can fall off the edge on the rail. But I think what ended
Yeah,
up happening is he didn't gatekeep up. He just gatekeep Cosmic. So Cosmic was behind, and when Cosmic was trying to come back with Gaston, Pete was there to, gatekeep him. So
Cosmic actually ended up. Cosmic didn't get last place. He actually ended up passing somebody. I don't know who he
yeah, I don't know what
passed,
happened
but
to
he passed
Romanja or
somebody.
Will Turner. It's kind of, the
Okay.
contrast is crazy because
Oh
Will
yeah,
Turner
because
got first.
Romanja fell off the map. I think.
Yes, which maybe Cosmic got him. I don't know, but or maybe it was a Steamboat Pete messing up his teammates. But
That's a possibility, man. That's a possibility. I know at least on the final lap, I know Caleb got first and Angel got second. Me and Sothralis were actually neck and neck when it came to who was gonna get third. But I know he's using Buzz and I'm using Sparrow, and that that sharp curve was going to give me the advantage. So I ended up curving on the inside of him and getting the third spot.
That's what you call a
So
racing line, and that's why racing lines are important for people. So make sure you get your racing lines together. Because if
mhm.
it's a tight turn, you need to get that mug right. But Angel, anything you want to give on that race?
Coach Caleb over here. Uh,
Hey, hell yeah!
what
And the
was this?
co-captain of Team USA.
Was this?
There's a silver screen.
Silver screen, and you were Jumba. And on the
Oh
last
yeah,
lap, you stunned
we
South
did our
Rally.
thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Uh,
race is how I feel like USA usually operates. This is how like the team usually looks.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we definitely did our thing on that one. Communication was definitely a thing. You know, I might have messed up a couple times with the rocket launch because sometimes you know they would be in first place and then Caleb would like kind of like take it
No,
and then and then I shoot it off and I'm like, oh shit, it's getting
look,
Caleb, not the other person.
you didn't mess up this time because I think it was like I was in first. I'm like, don't throw it. I'm in first, and you're like, okay. And then I think I got passed. I'm like, yo, get him. And then you shot that bomb, boom, got him. So
Oh
I
yeah,
was,
that was at the last part with it was Davey, right? That I got.
yeah, that was it David? Or
I could
Nah,
have
we
sworn
talking
they
wait,
were in Davey.
I don't think they had a Davy on that map. They had a
about?
Buzz.
Was it a buzz? I could have sworn. I don't know. For some reason, I remember tentacles in that in this map. For some reason, I don't know why.
Probably because when we practice on that map with NA, Toxic used Davy on that map.
Oh, that's why. Okay, okay.
Hey, that tells you how much he was practicing for this final. He getting the scrimmages mixed up with the final match.
Yeah, there were some tough matches, man.
hmm Yeah, that shit was lit, man. That shit was lit.
This was
Um,
the first time we, I think, believe won a match, and we were, this was.
uh, nah, that's not true. Cause I have who wins every map. We actually won on RBs as well.
Okay, so the RB, I think us. Okay, so we did win, but it was about a small margin. I believe it was like 1 point. This was like
Yeah, after silver
when we.
screen, the score was 115 USA to 137 EU.
So this was like in the moment. This was our comeback. You know what I mean? This was like, okay, we're looking like Team USA, but once again, even though the three members had success, one person kind of was steadily not doing so well. So this is when I think some frustration starts to come in, and uh,
Yeah, man.
but that leads us to race number 8, which was on Mount Olympus.
Yes,
So,
sir.
but hey, people talk about, oh, Max, he's gonna win every race. Not that one. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Caleb Black Flash got a dub on him. Let's get to the eighth race of Mount Olympus. First
Oh,
was
so the Mount Olympus. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
first was a Romanja on Wally. Second was Cosmic on Anger. Third was Sothrelis Elsa. Fourth was Maxi on Randall. Fifth was Caleb on Stitch. Sixth was Angel on Goofy. Seventh was Nano on Randall, and last was King Truck. And to be honest, um, I feel like I did a lot of things well. This was the one time I feel like I might have like fucked up my team on Stitch. I think it was like the last lap. I kind of hit Angel and hit maybe Nano, and then that allowed Maxi to kind of pass us. So I kind of fucked up the Stitch. I probably should have
Yeah,
just held these years. But
that did happen, but honestly, it's okay because that's one of those maps where we kind of just you and Cosmic just go crazy and whatever happens.
yeah,
Um, I think what happened for me is I just didn't end up having my unique at the right time. Like I wasn't cloaked.
yeah.
So
And
kind of is what it is.
this was probably it took race number 8 for Cosmic finally to get in the top 3. So But
Yeah,
Cosmic
man,
kind
he
of had
went crazy with the anchor on that one.
yep. So I look back. I think we might have lost because they got the 1-3-4. I feel like if I didn't stun my teammates, then me, Nano, and Angel probably would have beat Maxi and Soft. But you know,
I mean, Romanja did really good, man. He got first with the Wally, which was surprising with everything that was going on. So shout out to
mm,
Romanja. He did good, man. He did good.
yeah. So we're coming off of a dub, and we get into the eighth race, and we ended up losing that match, and Ramondre won. So uh it's kind of like, damn, it's like we have good moments, but then right after we have good moments, then the next race we lose or we tie. So we're not gaining
Yeah.
the point difference that the lead that they have, we're not shortening it at all. So even if
Mhm.
we are, so yeah, that's race number 8. Angel, anything off of that? I know you were goofy. Anything you want to add to that? Angel, you muted. We can
No,
hear you.
I'm trying to think oh, yeah, that was one of those races where I just should have took different routes because this man Cosmic and the anger was just fucking every line up I had, and I was just kept getting stunned. Yeah, I remember the chat was telling me, it was like, "Yo, just take wider turns because he's gonna be taking the same lines you are, and he has fire shot 24/7." I'm like, man, if I probably would have did a lot better in that one if I would have just fucked my lines and just go wider just so I didn't get stunned to avoid it.
Is that
Yeah.
something you guys didn't practice ahead of time? Like going into this, oh, we're gonna use this combination for this track. If
No, we
if
knew.
okay.
No, 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 we when we did practice it, it's the issue is Cosmic, which is always the issue was Cosmic instead of front running, he was coming back from behind. And so in order for him to come back from behind as anger, he had to stun people, and the people he was stunning was his teammates. So our whole thought process was that, he was gonna start ahead and gatekeep the front. But instead of gatekeeping the front, he was, stunning us in the pack, which this whole tournament he kept coming back from behind. I don't know why he wasn't able to get a good start. I think they were just sabotaging him, but yeah, that just didn't turn out the way we wanted it because he was behind. So the goal was to have Anger and Stitch ahead, gatekeeping the first 2 positions. That was the goal. But we get it done that one. So which is kind of crazy that this is Cosme did have a good race that one, but the next race was diabolically. USA kind of fell apart on this one, and I keep saying we got swept when we really haven't got swept. It's been more so like 1, 2, fours or whatever. This was actually the first time we got swept in the final, and it was on factory. Our weakness is I don't know what it is. We always get swept on factory. We don't do good on factory for whatever reason. This one, whew, yikes. So first place was Maxi on Bo Peep. Second was Ferrari on Anger. Third was Salteralis on Jumba. Fourth was Ramanja on Joy. Fifth was Angel on Jumba. Sixth was Caleb on Mowgli. Seventh was Cosmic on Gaston. And eighth was Nano on Randall. And, it's crazy because I remember Angel was actually leading at some points with Jumba. I remember he was stunning them while they were in first or trying to drop a bomb, but it's hard to stay ahead when it's you versus 4 other people. So Angel was, I think, racing against 4 other, basically all of Team Europe by himself, while me, Cosmic, and Nano were victims of friendly fire. And I think this was the time where Cosmic, I think, the sabotage and the side bashing that Europe was giving him was, I think he was very frustrated at this point, and he turned his frustration out on his teammates. And so this was the race where, there's it's on factory. There's like a straightaway where there's some doors that go down, and there's like only one car can fit in the middle. And me and Cosmic were both trying to fit through that space. I was actually ahead of him a little bit, but I don't know if he thought I was intentionally trying to push him into the door, which I wasn't. But his way of, he likes whenever he wants to get even. I don't know what the heck he was doing, but there was times where I'm on the rail, he's not on the rail, and then he turns his car in towards me to throw a bomb at me. He's whenever I get near him, he's charging his fire. He is getting to the point to where he's trying so hard to stun me that he's starting to stun Nano. And it was just like a hot mess. So while freaking Team Europe is pulling away 1, 2, 3, 4, me and Nano are having a battle against Cosmic because Cosmic's mad because he got stunned one time. And so he's like, and he's just like, intentionally hitting us. And this is crazy because, like, I think maybe another thing that happened was it was on the first or second lap. Sometimes you'll see like a racer coming in the corner of your screen. You can't see a name, you just see a racer. So I think instinctually, I just hit the side bash as Mowgli, and I think he thought I was targeting
Come on,
him.
man. You know
Maybe.
Cosmo don't fuck with them side bashes, man. Come on, man.
Well, but he can
He
side bash.
crashed
So
out
he gets
on
side
us because of that. It's
bash.
like, yo, I want to know something so funny. When I was rewatching this match a couple days ago, when Caleb side bashed Cosmic, he said, "Yo," like he immediately apologized. He like, "Yo, snap, my bad. I didn't see you." When he apologized, I started fucking dying, bro, because I knew what was about. I knew Cosmic crashed out, even though he apologized. yo, yo, it's crazy because it's like it's like the Europe going crazy on Cosmic, that kind of built him up. But the side bash by Kayla was was the break.
This man said, "I could take it from Europe. I
No,
can't take it from my teammate."
yeah. And a side bash, my nigga? Like, what? Like, come on, man. This man fucking crashed out. Man, oh my gosh, bro.
Or that
And mind you,
because
this isn't the only race. Like, this isn't the only race where Cosmic was like at this point. This is where Cosmic hit. Like it's downhill from Cosmic from here. Like his mental is shot to hell, man. So yeah, man, they end up they Europe did it dirty this race, man. Europe did it dirty this race and took Cosmic out with him, or I guess Caleb took him out, but
once again,
I was too high for this shit. This shit's hilarious right now.
in the back, but no, they did get him because he was freaking Gaston in the back and shit. And so, who was he around? Me and Nano, me and Mowgli.
Caleb, that side bash just took him out.
No, okay, this is what happened when we were going against North America. We were on Riley's mind, and Nano was on Bo Peep, and the same thing happened. I saw somebody on the corner of my screen. I didn't know who. Instinctually, I side bashed, and then Nano's like, "Oh shoot," I said sorry. Oh, that was me. I said, "Okay, my bad," and we moved on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we try to look out for each other after that, but it wasn't the same with Cosmic, man. Like yeah, like Nano said, he crashed out over that. So it's oof,
You know,
that was a
you know
hot
what
mess.
happened? You were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad," and he was like, "I'm sorry too." That is gonna have to.
He's like, I gotta get my get back, man. I don't care what happened. He making sure he making sure he passing somebody on this race.
The crazy thing about it, this isn't the first time this happened, man. I told Nano, I don't know if Nano's at work, but one time we had to scrimmage or a practice, and Cosmic was intentionally trying to stun me because he used Woody's lasso or something. So this happened literally in practice, and then it happened in the World Cup. So I was just like, dude, come on, man.
Yo,
How you?
man. You know what's so crazy? We literally had a conversation, bro. We literally we literally talked to each other. We were like, "Yo, listen, no matter what happens, even if we stun each other, we're not gonna get upset at each other." And here this man go crashing out on the team, bro. Like, come on, man.
I guess you gotta listen to that freaking speech.
This is one of
Easily.
Cosmic. Cosmic is a very talented racer. I think he could definitely race with the best of them, man. But man, like his mentality definitely like that shit. I feel like that shit holds him back, bro. Cause had he had a man, all right, let's keep going, man. I feel
I
like I
will
could say
say
this shit like
this.
later.
I will say this. For those of you watching, tune into the Crash Out podcast, man, for more information on this.
The crashing out. So speaking of more crash out, this race 10, that was no race 9, he crashed out on factory. So we get into race 10. This already isn't good because even after all of that happened, I'm like trying to keep the morale up, like, let's go, we still got this. Cosmic, you're gonna be even after this man is intentionally stunning me. Think about the context. He's intentionally trying to hit his own teammate. In the race after that, I'm trying to support and uplift him. Like, come on, man, you got anger. This is one of the tracks. We don't care if you hit us. And then he's like,
Yeah.
stop repeating yourself. What the fuck? I don't have to be trying to do this. I literally could have crashed out myself. Like, yo, why are you trying to hit me? But no, I'm trying to uplift you.
Yeah.
And you telling me stop saying the same thing. Like, really, dude?
Yeah, man. Like Cosmic, I don't know, man. Like he got to get his emotions in check. Like he got to be able to deal with adversity a lot better. A lot better.
And this was on Toon Village 3, so it's the short one where you take the rail and then you got to take the little grass path or whatever. So this one,
Yep.
bro. So we got swept in race number 9, and guess what happened in race number 2? We damn near got swept again. It was first place was Maxi on Jack Sparrow. Second was Saltarellis on Baloo. Third was King Triton, Ferrari. Fourth was Angel on Baloo. Fifth was Roman Jaw on Joy. Sixth was Nano on Hades. Seventh was Cosmic on Anger. Eight was me on Bell. So the goal was to have
Oh,
Cosmic
okay.
dead.
This is another. I think this is one of those matches where the Baloo just kind of fucked us.
Yep, because it's Angel. This is why, going forward in divisions, we not fucking with Baloo, bro. Baloo has not served us in any freaking ranked match. Not ranked match, but tournament match. So the situation with Baloo on this one, if Angel uses his charge and uses the pumpkins, well, that's Maxi and Saltarella's eating more pumpkins. If he uses his tap with the bananas, guess what? That's Nano, Caleb, and Cosmic getting stunned by the bananas. So we're in a catch 22 at this point. And then we have Cosmic in the back, surrounded by Nano and Caleb, his teammates, and he's just stunning us. And so we're getting stunned by Anger, and we're hitting bananas. Meanwhile, Maxie and Saltarellis are eating with Jack Sparrow and Baloo, because Saltarellis is the pumpkins in second, so Maxie can get ahead. So we were pretty much screwed.
Yeah, man, and mind you, Cosmic was actually getting upset at the bananas too. He already crashed out. He's like, the bananas are messing up my lines, man. Come on, Angel. And then that's when I gotta tell him, I'm like, yo, like, what do you expect him to do? He can't feed the team pumpkins. Like, we were just in a
Rocking
in
a
a
hard
bad
place.
position. Yeah, man. So,
Angel, anything you want to say off of that?
yeah, we just got screwed. And this isn't Angel's fault or nothing. So I
No,
want that to
but
be clear. Nobody's blaming Angel. We were just in a bad spot.
what this is so foreign to us because when we were scrimmaging against Team North America, and this is them at their strongest with Toxic on a defender. We got what's his name, Falcon. We have Sonic Anarchy, K8 fan or whatever. So we're scrimmaging every time we scrimmaged against them. Like Cosmic was in first place with Anger. Every scrimmage we did, every practice we did, he was killing with Anger. For some reason, when we go against, you know, Team Europe, he's behind. Then it just didn't work for us. He's good. He's a good racer, but he got sabotaged or something like that. See, this is the crash out, right? Ever since Factory, we really It was just crash out after crash out. So, Angel,
Bruh.
are you muted? Where you at,
Even
Angel?
even even so when I rewatched the match, I even saw Toon Village was where even the chat started thinking USA's morale was down because fucking
I think they hate him.
this nigga out here crashing out on us, man. He getting upset. He's starting to say wild shit, man. It's making us look bad. And you know what's so crazy? Cosmic isn't even cognitive enough to understand that everybody could hear us communicating because Angel's streaming. Like he's not even thinking about that, bro.
I don't
Like
even think
he in his own world, bro.
It's
it's hard enough to get
Cosmic's
him on the mic.
world.
I think week one, when we were all in the Discord voice chat, we were all communicating, and Cosmic was silent. We were telling him, get in the chat, let's communicate. He was silent. So yeah, sometimes he do be in his own world. I don't even know if he be listening to his teammates or something
Yep,
like that.
it would
Um,
be tripping, man.
Yeah, that was bad. I mean, it was one of those things where I couldn't really do nothing. Baloo. If I try to do pumpkins on me, I couldn't really do that because pumpkins would just feed them. It was one of those scenarios, and they just really had the better of us. You're right, Caleb. I feel like no more Baloo at this point, unless you could guarantee like a front runner as Baloo, where you're not feeding nobody but yourself. It's really one of those scenarios where it's a hit or miss with Baloo.
What if you guys change
Yeah,
the
but
strat
you know,
and try to get
it's a
the
learning
trickster up in
experience, man.
front?
all right. Um,
Well, shit. Start the trickster in the front position.
Yeah, then
That's one of the biggest
have
thing we learned.
Blue draft the trickster. That way, at least if you do put the pumpkins in front, the trickster on
Nah,
your
but
team could still have a
yeah,
chance
but
to grab him.
I don't even feel like we need blue, bro. I'd rather not like risk it because who's to say we start? The trickster might start in the front, but what if the trickster gets stunned and now it's blue
I'm telling you, one
and like the
combo you
enemy
gotta
team?
use is Pete and Baloo. Deadly combination, man.
We'll consider it. But yeah, man. I think okay. So what races after that? I believe it is
Angie's room.
No Diddy.
Andy's room. Okay. It was me and Maxie in first and second place. I don't remember how long, but I remember it was me. Maxie was in first, and I was in second. We were both using Hades. So I was ready to have a Hades off of this dude. Um, I remember the race was going really good, at least for me. And then once we got off the second set of grind rows, I just remember getting hit by Angel's tentacles, and then
No Diddy.
that was the race for me, man. I fell all the way back after that. So I don't really know what happened with the team. Oh, I do remember. Okay, so Cosmic actually got upset at Caleb on this map because Caleb was using Woody, and I think he made a mistake. Like he ran into him with the whip or something. Because Andy's room isn't really a big map, so it's very easy to run it to hit your teammates on this map. Cosmic has some friction with Caleb because of that. At the very least, though, Angel actually ended up getting first, so that was good. So I know Angel got first, Ferrari got second, Maxi got third, Sopranos got fourth, Cosmic got fifth, Caleb got sixth, I got seventh, and Romancha got eighth. So EU got another victory. At this point, the score is 169 to 227. So we're basically screwed, bro.
Yeah, mathematically.
Yeah. So the whole Woody there was, I don't know if it was a scrimmage or something, but I was using Woody. He has either his tap where he can ricochet off of you, or he has this um his lasso that he can put around him for protection. And there was one time he was on Ralph, and um, he got stunned by what was it? It wasn't even me. It was some ice, but he tried to blame it on me, or like because he had to watch out for me. He was all like, don't use the lasso. I'm like, well, I'm Woody. I need protection. I need something. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wouldn't allow me to lasso. It was just like, I think he was mad because he was getting stunned and he was trying to come back from behind. And then, I'm on Woody and I have a lasso, which is crazy because I didn't even hit him. But I think once again, he already had two races where he crashed out and was getting stunned. And then he's trying to tell me not to use a lasso. So you see what I mean? It's just some nonsense. It's inconsistent. I can stun you, but you can't use your abilities. Like, it was just, and even though he's intentionally hitting his teammates, even after all of that, because this
You
was
know,
the
it's
final,
crazy because we've never told Cosmic he couldn't use his abilities too. So,
which no, he
like,
was using them. He never held back on us. It was just he was mad for
no,
whatever.
that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you see how he said he told you not to use the lasso. It's like
Yeah,
we were I'm saying the same courtesy we were giving him, he wasn't giving the
yeah.
same courtesy back.
Um,
Sounds like a
exactly.
selfish teammate.
Yep. Um, and then even after everything that happened, I could have crashed out and been trying to stun him. Said, "Man, fuck that! I'm still gonna hit you with Woody or something like that." But nope, I still was trying to look out for him because I'm trying to win, and this is a team thing, so it was just crazy. I think the end results was Angel. He got first with Davy Jones. Ferrari was second with Gaston. Maxi was third with Hades. Saltarellis was fourth with Elsa. Cosmic was fifth with Ralph. I was sixth with Woody. Nano was seventh with Hades, and Romanja was last with Mickey Mouse. So, just they got the 2, 3, 4, so they ended up winning on Andy's room too. So, you know, uh, it's just another situation. Another situation.
I'm trying to remember because wasn't Cosmic with me too? Like for the longest, like wasn't it me and him 1-2?
So
Or am I
are you saying that you
tripping?
stunned him? Did you stun him with the tentacles, or I think I remember he
I,
came back from.
I feel like
Let me
maybe yeah,
Are
because
you
I
sure?
remember.
Because I know Ferrari came back and got second place with Ralph.
I feel like
Because no, it was Angel and Maxi. Um,
oh
so after I got stunned by Angel with the tentacles, that's when it's kind of like uh, it was because Angel was behind me. So Angel, for the longest, it was Angel and Maxi,
I
and
looked at the
then
video. I'm on lap one. I'm on lap one, and Cosmic in last place. So it was another thing where he got stunned at the start. Wasn't able to had a hard time coming back. I think the tentacles hit me at some point, but uh, yeah.
okay, yeah,
Uh,
it's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. So I was in third at one point in this lap, and it was Maxi. I forget who was with Maxi. Maybe Ferrari. So it was somebody with him, and I remember I had gotten back to back tentacles. I don't know if that might have fucked you guys up, but I remember them tentacles was fucking them up too. And I was like, look, they got 1-2. We gotta get we gotta get them out of the 1-2. And they couldn't do nothing. They couldn't drift. They couldn't do none of their line. They kept like jumping over them or you know trying to drift, and then they drift into them. That's how I was able to get the first place. But then at the same time, it
they
seems
cussed
like
the
it fucked you
first.
guys up. That's why,
Yeah,
I can't wait for fucking team mode. That's what I'm saying. None of this shit was gonna be a thing if team mode was a thing.
this is true, man. This is true.
so yeah, that was another race we lost. We almost a sweep, but Angel got first, so it wasn't a sweep. But yeah, that was bad. Race 12, that was on Agrabah.
Hmm.
Um, and the results for that were pretty bad too. It's like there's a sweep and then there's like a mini sweep. We'll just consider it a mini sweep. A mini sweep is when anytime the other team gets a 1, 2, 3, first, second, third. So they got the first, second, third on Agrabah as well. It was Maxi with Figment in first, Ferrari in second with Pete, Saltralis, and third with Buzz, Angel in fourth with Baloo, Ursula in fifth, Nano, Cosmic in sixth, Sully, Ramanja, seventh with Wally, and Caleb in last with Woody. This was a bad track for speedsters. But what the fuck happened here?
I
Um,
know you. I remember you said you fell. Like you
yeah,
fell.
I hit, I hit some kind of bomb, and I fell into the pit. I wasn't able to come back after that.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, the Maxi South Riders combo worked. I think Ferrari was on Steamboat Pete, and he was
Hell
gatekeeping.
yeah, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, Maxie was going crazy with the Figment on that map, bro. Cause he started off like we can't we can't even keep up with him. Oh, this was okay. So I remember. So this was another map where Angel was using Baloo, and because Maxi and Sothralis were in first, um, he couldn't use the pumpkin, so he had to use the bananas. And Cosmic also got mad on this match because the bananas were kind of fucking him up. You know, it's just another reason why it's kind of
Blue,
good that we probably don't use them anymore. At least our
that's
team.
either. What do you is we're screwed again because one of the defenders is going to be ahead because they can draft and get the infinite boost when they're in the pack drafting. But you throw the bananas back, you stun your team. A lot of your teammates who don't have characters with protection, or you use the charge to try to catch up, but then you have people like Maxi on Figment eating off of those pumpkins. So that was a catch
Yeah.
22 where and they got the one. And then you also have their team gatekeeping with characters like Steamboat. So that was really
Yeah.
bad. The next one was RB Short Circle. So this is a new track. Uh, this one for me, I was actually leading off of the first
Man,
lap, but
all
I was
hell
on my
broke loose on this man. Everybody was falling off.
yeah. I was trying. Here's the thing: you can do your racing line, but if you get too close to the edge, sometimes you can get side bashed. I think on lap two, I was ahead, but then South Riders from Steamboat Mickey side bashed me off. So that kind of messed up my race a little bit. Um, I know a lot of people got knocked off just to do the end result. The end result ended up being first, South Riders on Steamboat Mickey. Second was Angel, One Winged Angel on Felix. Third was Nano on Angel. Fourth was Roman Jaw on Stitch. Fifth was Maxi on Angel. Uh, Sixth was Caleb on Mike. Seventh was Cosmic Drifter on Donald Duck, and last was Ferrari on Jafar. Jafar being last, that was guaranteed because you're a middleweight. But no, Cosmic I think was somewhere in the pack, but Maxi or Soft rather side bashed him. And then this is
Maxi
when he started saying
Maxi
that,
got him out of here, man.
yeah, this is when he said, "Oh, Maxie, you're cheating." Like, I guess
Yeah,
side
bro.
bet was
This man
cheating.
start complaining about how the Maxi's cheating and they should like do a recount and stuff. I'm looking at this shit, bro. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, literally, the Angels chat is clowning this man, bro. Like, Cosmic don't even understand like how insane, like how like goofy he sound when he says shit like this, bro. Like he's so see, this is what happened, bro. This is why we be having people on USA that be complaining about getting ram, even though it's a racing mechanic. Like you've been playing the game the whole time. How are you upset that people are bashing you at this point of the game? That shit makes no fucking sense to me, bro. Like I don't know, man. Like how are you gonna call somebody cheating just because they bumped you off a map? Like Cosmic, do y'all know what Cosmic said, bro? He said we like bashing shouldn't be allowed on that map, bro. Like
Yeah,
what kind of marshmallow man?
random
Somebody
ass
else
rule.
talk, man. Somebody else talk, cause I'm getting tilted right now.
Yeah, so Angel, anything you want to add? Your perspective or anything you remember?
I don't remember that. Oh, that's Arby's, right? There's nothing really
RB
to it
short
other
circle.
than I kept hearing Cosmic complaining about getting bumped off the map or some shit like that. That's really all I've been. That's all I was
Man,
hearing.
fuck that shit, man. How the fuck is
Cheating.
everybody else getting bumped off the map and you're the only one complaining, bro? Like, come on, bro. And then it makes us look bad because he's on the team.
Yeah,
It makes
because
it
then
look like we ain't talked to him about this shit. Like, we been telling Cosmic, yo, you got a bump, bro. Like, people are gonna play aggressive. We're in the finals.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Like that shit makes no sense, man. Yo, you want to know what's so crazy, bro? This dude, y'all know he got so upset at Maxi. He tried to bump him off, and he ended up bumping me off the map, and that's why I got bumped off the map.
Oh my god.
Mm.
I didn't realize that happened. Wait.
Bro, I was like, "You bumped me, Cosmic. You bumped me off the map," and he ain't say shit, bro. He ain't say my bad or I'm sorry. He ain't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah, but it's not cheating when he does it. It's only cheating when it happens to him.
Man, he was
So,
about that life.
And that was
so yeah,
bullshit, man.
that was
I
short.
still
Yeah.
ended up getting third, but I don't know. I didn't I didn't like that, man. I didn't like that. But shout out to Sothralis because he got first. The Steamboat Mickey was actually pretty good. I don't know if he was fucking his team up, but I know that I know he went crazy on a Steamboat. I don't know if he fell, but I know Maxi fell. I know I fell. I know Cosmic fell. Did anybody else fall?
Yeah, I feel so. Ooh.
Yeah. So niggas was falling on that map, bruh. So I don't know what Cosmic crying for, man. He definitely made our team look like a bunch of sponge cakes, man.
So that was race 13. So at this point, we
Hey,
got three
hold
more
on.
races.
Hey, listen, if any of you guys are listening to this, we do not advocate for the way Cosmic was acting in the finals, all right? He was chilling and laughing and stuff in the first half, but when shit got real and he started realizing he was getting fucked up, he started flying off the handle, man. He crashed out on the team. He he became what we didn't want to happen. And I will say this, man. That being said, I still don't regret putting him in the race, though. I'll say that. But you can go,
He's saying that
Caleb. My bad.
because Paulie and Cosmic were competing for the brawler spot. So I think the argument Paulie might make is that he's a better teammate, which he is, and he's more considerate. So if he was in the match, he would have been doing that, and so things might have went different. However, in our scrimmages, I think Cosmic outcompeted or got more points in the
Yep.
scrimmages that we were doing and the 1v1. So
Mm-hmm.
Cosmic in the scrimmages and practice was performing better on uh brawlers, but he's less of a team player. And so hindsight's 2020. We don't know what we don't know until we know it. And so maybe looking back, Paulie might have been the better choice just for team
Yep.
chemistry and stuff. But at the time, based off of the scrimmages and stuff, I think Nano's saying that we made the right decision. And if let's say Cosmic doesn't crash out and he doesn't get sabotaged and he's ahead, then it might have actually worked out in our favor. It could have been the it factor, but it just didn't work when we anticipated.
Yep. And by this time, from the Agrabah match, EU clinched the win, so we basically lost at this point.
The final score for this race was 301 to 275 in favor of Team Europe. Congratulations to them. Obviously, this
So we
one.
lost by 26 points.
Yep. Obviously,
See, that's crazy. This is one sweep, man. One or two sweeps, and we could have got it, but nope, they got us. That's crazy. It was only 26 points. I didn't realize it was that close because it felt worse. But
no, it was
Nah,
close.
hell nah.
It was
Wait, hold on.
close.
What? What was
I don't know what race.
close?
I don't know what race Caleb was talking about.
Hold on. What we talking about the finals race?
Yeah,
Like
the
the
finals
finals?
race.
Hell nah,
Said the
we
finals.
got destroyed,
Nah, it
bro.
was
What
pretty
the hell?
close. It was pretty close, man.
No, bro. I got the. Let me tell you the score. I got. I got
Nah,
two. I got 249 to 327, bro. That's the
that's
score
that's
I got.
that's
Oh,
not what
yeah,
I
we
see
lost by.
here.
Y'all saying they kept getting points off. But I'm like,
Oh,
ain't no way on
oh,
that.
oh, oh, I see. I see. I read the wrong score.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. I was like, hold on, it was that
Hey,
close?
I know you
No,
fuck with
no, they kept
USA, Sammy. You don't gotta make us feel good, man. You know we gotta deal with reality. We gotta give Europe their props, man, because they went crazy,
That
man.
is my bad. I read
They
the
went
wrong score.
crazy, man. So much respect for the players of EU, man. You
Yes,
guys
most
are a strong
definitely.
team, man. I know. So Thralis and Maxi said that they retired, at least from competitive play. I still see Sothralis on the time trials. So I know he's Sothralis is like the time trial king right now, man. So you know,
Until GQ comes back.
man, that nigga ain't coming back, bro.
even if TQ did come back at this point, I think people, you know, kind of know all the mechanics and all the cheats, like the top players at least. Like I think Chiku, if he came back, his videos would still help the majority of the players, the casual players, the new players. But at the top level, I think every single strat that is there is kind of known. So I think even if Chiku did come back, Soft Ellis would probably still be at the top of the timetables or the time trials. So, but because people get rusty, and when you leave, the people who are left there get it. They just keep getting better and better. So you can't just leave Disney Speedstorm for months playing Rocket Race and think you're gonna come back and be a number one on the time trials. Because I don't know if y'all looked at them time trials. That shit it's getting competitive as hell at this point. So
Oh yeah, man. I think it's me, Dino, and software. I was going for the 1, 2, 3 right now. No, it's BR. It's a Wolf game.
Yes,
I
sir.
forget what time trial it is right now, but I did a race earlier today, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I got the top 3 spot." Like, and it's literally by milliseconds that's separating us too. It's like not even like a minute. It's like literally like
Yo,
20 or
man.
30 seconds, like
Yeah, the time
milliseconds.
trials, them shits is crazy because like you could get like plus 200 or 300 milliseconds and you jumping up like 10 spots, bro. That's how close these shits are.
Yep.
But hey, that just goes to show that the talent is getting stronger, man. The competition is getting harder, man. People getting better at the game, man. So you can't, if you want to keep up, man, you gotta be on your shit. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but that was the final recap. I'd like to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in week by week to catch up with what happened during the World Cup. Obviously, now it's over, and champions, as we did state earlier, was Team Europe. So shout out to them. Shout out to Nalissi, Cedric, Dothrakis, and our best friend here, One Wing, for hosting this new tournament. Because as y'all know, actually, we'll let you know during the podcast, the Crash Out podcast, what happened with the previous tournament. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this tournament to look forward to and get together and race amongst ourselves and compete at the highest level. So definitely want to give a shout out to them, and I appreciate you guys for being so cool and you know taking me in your little circle here of tight knit friends and groups. Because when I first started these videos back all the way, I think in June with Nano, or maybe it was May, late May, I didn't know anyone in this community in terms of the competitive scene. So all this was new to me, and you guys have been great to hang out with and kick back. The other day we was on a 7 hour call, 7 or 8 hour call, and we was just chopping it up. and
Yep.
shooting the shit. And man, I had a blast. So I already know the audience is gonna love the podcast.
Hell yeah, man. Can't wait, man. Shit. And some sneak peek stuff, man. Let's say I got a little list coming out, man. I got a little list coming out, man. Just spice things up in the community, man. Hopefully it goes viral.
Hey man, I'll just say that list gotta have another twist to it. You gotta do it by S tier to F tier.
S tier to F tier? Nah,
Yeah,
because it's
Well,
man, I don't want to I want to spoil it, man.
here's the thing though. He's doing a tier list A to F, but he's doing it off of the top 100 players. The top 100 players should be, above. They shouldn't be an F tier. You know what I
Yeah,
hey
mean?
man,
from what I'm going,
you
there should actually be nobody in B tier, honestly, or like C tier, because if I'm going with the top 100 players, these are fucking really good players. Like literally, all of us are like in like the top 1 or 2% in the game. So
I'd
I
say
guess
one
by that
percent
thing, but
because if you're
yeah,
in the top 100, you're
but
one percent.
by that point, I technically we're all quote unquote S tier racers, but I do think there is like a separation. But it's everybody. Everybody's good up here. Like everybody knows how to race and everything. So you know, it, like there's gonna be it. Even if I have somebody from like that's 30 place higher than somebody else, the margin is probably not going to be that high because if you look on the time trials, people are just beating each other by like milliseconds. So
Yep.
kind of think of it like that. But I will
Also, that's a
say,
good point.
And a lot of it's RNG too, so that's another
hmm
thing.
That's the thing about a tournament final is every single person that was racing in the final, like let's say if they were in a time trial, they might be like 1/10 apart. Like everybody is racing super fast. They know the fastest routes. They know the same lines. It's really not that much separating the top players, and so that's why
hmm
like in the final match, that's why getting stunned or something like that can really be the difference maker because everybody is literally at such a high playing at such a close margin that
hmm
a, a stun can make the difference, make or break. So yeah,
Yep, and that's exactly it's like
that's why
I'm
when a
not
motherfucker say,
it's
"Oh, I don't ride bands,"
yeah. Nah, it's um I don't know. It's gonna be it's gonna be a nice list, man. It's gonna be. I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for it.
Yep. Got a lot in store for you guys, so make sure you tune in to the podcast because it's gonna be lit.
Oh, I wanted to say so. There's a lot of people on this list, but everybody's not gonna make the list. I will have a top. It's actually gonna be the top 150 players, but the 50 the people from 101 to 150, those are basically honorable mentions. Um, or I guess
Disrespect.
the top 49. But I will say this: the list I'm mainly gonna be going like I care about competitive Speedstorm, so I will be weighing a lot of my my placements off of competitive Speedstorm. So if you've entered tournaments and stuff, you have more weight in terms of how I view your skill because I view that as the most fairest, truest form of Speedstorm. And I feel like that's Speedstorm at the highest level and at its hardest. So this is at least from every tournament that I've been from when I started entering tournaments to now, I'm taking that into consideration. Um, I'm taking my anecdotal experience racing all of these people from what I can remember. Um, I'm also considering time trial stuff too, so that has some weight. Everything's gonna be weighted differently, and so some things I might not have the complete evidence to back something up, but at the end of the day, this is my list. So if I really feel like a player should be here, then for me, I just feel like they're gonna, they're supposed to be there. So, I challenge if anybody else has a problem with the list, that's fine by me. Remember, it's just my opinion. This isn't set in stone. This isn't the end all be all list. Everybody has reasons why they feel like certain players are better than other players and whatnot. So, you know, I'm ready for people to get upset at me, but I think it'll be pretty entertaining, man. So I can't wait for the podcast because that's where I will be dropping it. So it's gonna be
So,
lit.
so you're saying, you're basing this list off competitive Speedstorm, no RV drive?
I mean,
Save that for the podcast.
yeah, we gonna say that for the podcast. I'll say that our opinions on RV drive races for the podcast.
You know how to put a little teaser for the podcast,
Nah, I feel that, man. I feel that. We got a lot of stuff cooking for this podcast, so I'm excited about it, man.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, that's pretty much it for me.
All right. You know where you can find everyone else. Everybody's stuff is gonna be plugged in the description as per usual. So don't tell me you don't know where to find it. And with that, that wraps up the recap for the World Cup. Thank you all for tuning in. Now y'all can tune in to the podcast, the Crash Out. And we're gonna be starting this month, so be prepared for some laughs, for crashing out, and a lot of tears and some saltiness.
Yeah, man, some people might get a little upset, man, but hey, we crashing out over here, man. It is what it is.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all again, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you at the next one.